In America, emotions became weapons. No one knows exactly when it started. One day, during a nationwide power grid collapse, something changed in the human brain. Scientists called it emotional amplification. The stronger you feel something, the stronger reality bends around you. Fear creates force fields. Anger ignites flames. Grief bends gravity. Love heals. And panic. Panic destroys cities. The government formed a task force called the Pulse Division. Their job? Recruit emotionally gifted citizens before their powers spiral out of control. Most powerful among them were people who felt too much. Except for one boy. His name was Adrian Cross. And Adrian felt nothing. No fear, no panic, no adrenaline rush. Doctors called it a rare neurological condition. The military called it useless. The world called him broken. Until the day downtown Chicago nearly disappeared. A woman lost control. Her grief erupted after a tragic accident. Buildings twisted, streets folded, cars floated midair like toys, as gravity itself bent toward her sorrow. The Pulse Division tried everything. Shock suppressants, containment barriers, emotional dampeners. Nothing worked. Can't be commanded to stop. Can't be commanded to stop. Adrian was there by accident. He worked maintenance in one of the government buildings nearby. When the gravity waves hit, everyone panicked. People screamed, ran, collapsed. Adrian didn't. Not because he was brave, but because he physically couldn't feel fear. Others froze under pressure. He walked forward, each step steady, each breath calm. The gravitational distortion warped around intense emotion, and Adrian had none, where panic amplified the chaos. His emptiness created silence. The closer he got to the epicenter, the calmer the distortion became. The woman saw him. Floating debris paused at midair. "Why aren't you afraid?" she cried. Adrian tilted his head slightly. "Should I be?" Her power faltered. For the first time since it began, the gravity stopped bending. Pulse Division agents watched from a distance in shock. His emotional flatline was neutralizing her overload. He wasn't amplifying reality, he was stabilizing it. Within 48 hours, Adrian was taken into custody. Not as a criminal, it's an anomaly. Tests showed something impossible. His brain didn't amplify emotion into power, it absorbed it. When someone near him experienced intense emotion, he drained the excess. Like a pressure valve, the stronger the emotion around him, the stronger he became. But here's the twist. He didn't feel it, he stored it. Every scream, every ounce of rage, every wave of grief, it built up inside him. Silent, compressed. The Pulse Division made him an offer. Join them. Become their stabilizer. Be sent into emotional disasters to shut them down. He accepted. Not because he cared about heroism, but because it was the first time in his life. He wasn't considered defective. Months passed. Adrian became known as Zero. Whenever an emotional outbreak spiraled out of control, Zero was deployed. A stadium riot in Texas. A wildfire triggered by uncontrolled rage in California. A panic-induced shockwave in New York. Each time, same pattern. Everyone else retreated. Zero walked forward. Emotion storms dissolved around him, like rain hitting glass. But something was changing. After each mission, sensors showed rising internal pressure. The emotions he absorbed weren't disappearing, they were compressing. Scientists warned command. It's reaching capacity. Capacity for what? The director asked. No one had an answer, till the blackout incident. An underground extremist group discovered how to artificially trigger emotional amplification. They hacked citywide broadcast systems, flashed traumatic imagery, manipulated fear responses. Within minutes, millions panicked simultaneously. The sky over Los Angeles cracked with kinetic pressure. Windows exploded. Power grids collapsed. The atmosphere vibrated from collective terror. Pulse Division was overwhelmed. They deployed Zero. But this time, it wasn't one person's grief. It was millions of people's fear. As Adrian stepped into the city center, the panic hit him like a tidal wave. He absorbed it, all of it. His body trembled for the first time in his life. Monitors screamed in the control room. Emotional saturation at 92%, 95%, 97%. The director whispered, "Pull him out." But it was too late. For the first time ever, Adrian felt something. A crack in the emptiness. Fear. Not from the crowd, from himself. The realization that inside him now existed. The combined terror of an entire city. And if it burst, Los Angeles wouldn't just bend. It would vanish. Time slowed. Sound muted. Adrian stood alone in the epicenter. If he released it, he would survive. But the city wouldn't. If he contained it, his body might collapse under the pressure. For the first time, he had a choice driven by emotion, and that emotion was new. Not fear of death, but fear of becoming the disaster. He exhaled slowly. Instead of releasing the energy outward, he did something no one predicted. He focused inward, compressed it further. The fear condensed, not as destruction, but as form. The sky stopped shaking. The shockwaves ceased. The panic outside faded as people regained control. And in the center of the city, Adrian stood unharmed, eyes glowing faint silver, monitors flatlined. Not because he died, but because his readings no longer registered as human. He hadn't exploded. He had evolved. After the incident, something strange began happening across the country. People near Adrian reported feeling calmer, safer, even in crisis. His presence didn't just absorb emotion anymore. It balanced it. Not emptiness, not suppression, equilibrium. The government feared him. Extremists targeted him. Citizens admired him. But Adrian finally understood something. He wasn't emotionless. It was a mirror. And now he could choose what to reflect. In a world where emotions shaped reality, the most powerful person was in T, the one who felt the most. It was the one who could control what was felt. And for the first time in his life, Adrian smiled. Not because he was forced to, not because he absorbed it, but because he chose to. The boy who couldn't feel fear had become the calm in humanity's storm,